Now, something Search Press does really well is compiling a complete guide to various different subjects. I've already looked at the complete guide to watercolour by David Webb, and today I'm going to look at the complete guide to acrylics, all the essential techniques and skills you need. Now, this book here has just been published in 2024. It's the same book as this here, The Complete Guide to Painting in Acrylics, which was published in 2015. So it's basically just been reprinted, but the contents are the same. Now, I bought this original copy in 2015 when it first came out because it was so bright and beautiful, and I was just starting to dabble in acrylics. And I have to say, it is an absolutely wonderful book. Something I really like about it is it's got this lovely sturdy card cover. You've got little flaps there. It feels very sturdy because it is a thick book, and I always think that when you've got a thick book, a hardback or a card cover, it just gives it a little bit extra protection on the corners when you're moving it about, and you can see the cover just extends past the edges of the page. So that's something to be aware of when you have the new book, because it just has a paperback type cover. It's not quite as sturdy, but it is a very, very slightly smaller all round. It's not very much at all, but you have got the same amount of pages, and you really won't notice any difference when you're actually working through the book regarding the size. So let's have a look here. And it's full of beautiful paintings by the author, and also there's a gallery of paintings by other artists as well, so that's really nice. You get lots of variety, lots of different styles, and lots of different types of painting. So we have here the contents, and we have about acrylics, materials and equipment, the foundation, acrylic painting techniques, expressing form and surface, and be a pro. Now, something I think is really good in this book is the technique files. So you'll see throughout the book this little icon here with a number, and it will refer to the actual technique file number, which you can see in the dark print here, and that here will show you the page of that particular technique. So you're not going to waste time flipping through and reading the index. You just go to this page here and it's all there for you. Now we have the author and an introduction. And then we move into this gallery of work by various different artists. It's so nice with these books that you see other artists' work as well, because there's really something for everyone in this book. Now we have 2 pages here telling you a little bit more about the actual book. Then we move into chapter 1 about acrylics. And you can see here these navigator boxes. Look out for these boxes. It tells you what's in the chapter and what's in the following chapters. Just another way to help you find everything very easily. And there is so much information in here. If you're new to acrylic painting, you will find everything you need to know in these books. And even if you've been painting for a while, I'm sure you'll find something that you didn't know. And I think the real joy from this book comes at looking at the variety of the paintings as well. It just is very inspirational. So because there are so many pages, we see here we have one of these technique file boxes here. Now we have chapter 2, materials and equipment. It's very bright, it's very easy to read. I like the way everything is set out into different boxes and sections for you. I don't think you have to buy everything in this book. It's basically showing you everything that's available, but obviously you don't need every single item, especially when you're just starting out. But it will help you to make your choices. We're just going to flip through. It's even got airbrushing in here as well. We've got the supports that you can use, different types of paper, canvas, wood, panels, metal, the studio, Now this one at the moment, I don't know if it's just because it's new, it doesn't stay open as flat as the other book. I'm sure once you've been using it for a while it will be better. The middle of the book's fine, but the beginning and the end is a little bit bouncy. And that could also be the binding. Now we have chapter 3, the foundation. I did notice on some of the illustrations a slight difference in the colour. Maybe some of them in the new book are slightly darker or slightly more saturated, but there is nothing really that will affect your you using whichever book you have. It's barely noticeable. It's only because I've gone through the book so carefully. You can probably see some of these headings here when I'm rambling on. But you can see that there's so much in here. Now I like this, it's even got painting whites and the different types of whites, painting grey and different types of grey, mixing the colours up, and painting blacks. I think this is very useful. Then we move on to chapter 4, acrylic painting techniques. So with these techniques we have the technique, and then we have the step-by-step projects or exercises here for you to try. And because you've got such a variety of subjects, I'm sure that it's going to be something for everyone. And even if you don't like a subject, it's still great to practice the technique, because then you can transfer the technique to whatever subject you actually like. So this is a really lovely book to learn from. And just remember, the more times you practice, the better you're going to get. I'm trying to show every page because it really is a stunning book. Now, I do not paint with acrylics seriously, but my son does, and so we now have a copy each, which is lovely. I love that marble. He's constantly nagging me to paint more with acrylics. Look at these sweets, they just look so real. You could just pick them off the page. So we keep going through. I love all these techniques. Now if you've been painting for a while, you're going to recognise quite a few of the techniques. But for someone who is completely new, this is just like a Bible. You can actually follow everything. And of course, oh, now chapter 5, expressing form and surface. This is a lovely chapter. As I was saying, you don't have to read every page. You can dip in and out. You can really concentrate on the sections that you enjoy. But I think when you're learning, it is really good to start at the beginning and work your way through all these different types of we've got glass, crystal, wood, metal, all these different surfaces, fabric. And it's very hard to know how to paint these things when you're new, if you've never done them before. So this is such a useful book. Paper, flowers and leaves. There's that flower that's on the cover. Portraits, skin. And we have hair. And I love the fact that we have the techniques and then we have the step-by-step exercises. We've got fur, feathers, landscapes, water, a boat there, different types of water. And we've got some clouds. So now I'm at the back of the book, it's getting a bit bouncy again with the pages. So, and then we have this chapter, Be a Pro. This is something you don't often see in a general book. So it's got things like giving your painting a title, signing your painting, photographing your artwork, framing, packing up your painting, all sorts of things in here. got ethics and copyright, and then we have this nice glossary with all these unusual words that you probably haven't heard before if you're completely new, and it's really lovely to have those explained. And this again, something else, all of the pigments, so you can learn the actual abbreviation, the numbers and the letters and the names, and whether it's transparent or opaque. And then we have this very big index. You can see how much is in this book. So it says every painting technique explained and demonstrated, plus everything you need to know about paints, etc. Expert tips and advice, step-by-step photographs and gallery examples, and a comprehensive resource for beginners and experienced painters alike. So there we go. If you are looking to start painting with acrylics or you need some extra help, this is a brilliant book and I can highly recommend.